Hey everybody, Kyle Sasser here, Ashler Home Team, the way real estate should be. And it's everyone's favorite time of the month. That's right, market statistics time. These statistics are for Pinellas County for June 2023. Now you might be asking yourself, we're in July. Why are we looking at June numbers? Can't we look at July numbers? And the answer is we do need a full month to make a reasonable comparison. So we compare June 2023 numbers to June 2022 numbers. And the reason why we do that, instead of comparing to, say, May 2023 numbers, is because the real estate cycle has a natural ebb and flow throughout the calendar year. If it gets really cold, or the weather's really bad, or school is about to let out, or school is about to open, the number of homes that sell tends to go down. By comparing year over year, we can remove some of that typical annual cycle. Now, I do pay attention to month, definitely more so now than previous years, because the market has basically been wild for the last 2 years. Now, everybody knows that home prices have skyrocketed, and the peak was basically May, June, July of 2022. After that, we had 6 months of quiet, which was an excellent time to buy a house. I cannot tell you how good of a time it was to buy a house. And basically what's happened is March 2023, the number of new listings dropped and the number of buyers came back. And so prices have started to come up again. And that's basically been the trend for the last 3 months or so. But that's basically why we compare June 2023 to June 2022 in the report and not to May 2022. If you remember back to your math class back in the day, you have median and average. Average, that's the one everybody knows. Let's say you have 5 houses, you add up what those 5 houses sold for and then divide it by 5, that gives you the average home price. Median home price is a little different though. So median, what that is the midpoint where there's an equal number of homes for sale for more money as there are houses that are for sale for less than that point. It's more of the true midpoint of the market. Average sales price can be swung significantly if there's a significant number of very expensive or very inexpensive homes that have sold. Nowadays, it is definitely more of the very expensive side, more so than the very inexpensive side, as we will see. So for example, if a few $13 million homes sell in a particular month, that can really move the average sales price, whereas the median price does not move that much comparatively. All right, so let's dive into these Pinellas statistics. Total number of closed sales is down 9.4% from 1,056 homes to 957. Total number of cash sales actually went up a little bit, 7.9%, from 304 to 328 homes. Median sales price went up 13.7% compared to last year, from $405,000 basically to $460,000. Average sales price increased 45.2% from $439,662 to $638,348. A couple things about those two numbers, the average and median sales price. Now, the thing to remember is July was basically the peak of the real estate market in 2022. Prices have come back, so these numbers are probably going to start to get a little wild here. Average sales price, again, we don't pay as much attention to as the median, but 13.7% increase since last year, that's definitely significant. Now, I do also like to refer back to the month-to-month prices. So June 2022 had a $494,495 peak, which was noteworthy at the time because that was actually a drop compared to months previous. It was a bit of you can follow along on your chart here, median sales price. You can see that there was a really weird dip in June 2022. But then the next month in July, it bounced right back to 450,000, and then it decreased all the way to 420,000 in November 2022 and bottomed out at 400,000 in January 2023. Just 7 months ago at this point, and has come roaring back to 460, which is basically, we're blazing new high median home prices now. Like we're above the previous peak pretty solidly now. Because the next highest, so we had 450 in July 2022, 450 in April, 450 in May 2023, and now we're at 460. So we are gathering steam. Average sales price, again, it kind of flips all over the place. June 2022, we definitely had a down month at 439. July 2022, it bounced way up there, almost $150,000 in 1 month on the average sales price to $585,777,000. And currently we're at 638, 348, which is only up about 7,000 compared to May, which was 631, and April, which was at 630. So the market went down into the wintertime, came back in March, held out there. Basically, the prices hadn't changed that much in March, April. The prices came back and they held steady for a couple months in April, May, and now we are chugging full steam ahead again. But anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program here. Dollar volume increased 31.6% from 464 million to 611 million. Median percent of original list price, which whenever a house is put up for sale, what percentage of that price does the house eventually sell for? Last year we were very much in the 101, 102, 103% range. We're still down significantly. We're down 3.2% to 96.8%. But I can tell you that number is rapidly going to climb back up to 100%. I have not had a non-multiple offer situation in Pinellas County for quite some time. Median time to contract, which we had peak at 40-ish days in the wintertime, has retracted all the way back to 14 days, which is twice as long as it was at the peak. So June, July 2022, we were at 7 days median time to contract, which is super quick. And we're at 14 days currently, which again is extraordinarily fast. A lot of people think, hey, we were in a buyer's market for a time. We've not ever really been in a buyer's market, because even at the wintertime lows, we were still in 40 days time to contract, which is very much a seller's market. Buyer's markets usually don't come around until you're at like 60 to 90 days time to contract. Total number of pending sales is up from 916 to 943. Total number of new listings is down 27.4%. to 1,098. Total number of active inventory is also down 6.2% to 1,348. But the interesting thing is we are still technically building inventory. So we're down compared to last year, yes, but we are not selling more houses than are going up for sale. So there's still these houses that are overpriced, or maybe they need a little bit more work or something, but we are still technically building inventory. And that does show up here in the month supply, which is up 14.4% to 1.6 months. And short sales and foreclosures, not really too big of a change there. There's a total of 4 foreclosures and 1 short sale in the entire county for June 2023. Now, I do like to break down the various price points, because a $1 million house does a lot of times will sell a little bit different time frame than a $300,000 house. Main reason why is because the buyer pool is a little bit smaller on the $1 million or higher price points. And I also do this just to kind of illustrate the difficulty of trying to find a house at various price points. Now, this is all single family homes. We're not talking about condos or mobile homes or anything like that. All of these numbers are purely single family homes. So there was 0 homes under 100,000 in Pinellas County. There was 0 homes sold under 100,000. 100,000 to 150, there was a total of 5, which was an increase of 25%. 150 to 200,000 decreased 72.5% to a total of 11. 200 to $250,000 homes decreased 72.5% again to 28 homes. 250 to 300,000 decreased 41.5%, total of 69. 409%, 9.6%, total of 226. And 400 to 600,000 decreased 16.6%, total of 316. The most noteworthy one is $1 million or more, which actually increased total sales, a total of 112. And that is where that huge move on the average price came from. Median time to contract, everything is basically super duper short except for $1 million or more, which is hanging out at 30 days. 250 to 300 is 15 days. 400 to 600 is 10 days. 100 to 150 is 7 days. 200 to 250 is 7 days. We're back to super quick. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Total number of new listings, basically down across the board, just not a lot of houses going up for sale. Total inventory by current price. So far as total inventory goes, just fewer houses for sale in the below, let's call it 600,000 price point. So 400 to 600,000 is down 27%, total of 363. 300 to 400,000 is down 35.1%, total of 192. 250 to 300,000 is down 80.4%, total of 32. And yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Million or more is up 503%, total of 392. And that is the Pinellas numbers. If you've been watching the videos for a while, last month I actually kind of split Hillsborough and Pinellas into two separate kind of explanations for what the market's doing. It's the first time I've ever had to do that, and I think I mentioned then that I fully expected to kind of re-merge that back together. So the numbers are different. Hillsborough County is less expensive than Pinellas County is. Usually the trajectory of the market follows in line. Last month was a little bit of an exception where they kind of branched off a little bit, but now they're both very much back to kind of following the overall trend. The market's still crazy. We don't really have any overarching trends other than fewer houses are getting listed, but enough people are buying houses that prices are still going up. Multiple offers is extremely common. Pinellas County, I have not had a non-multiple offer situation in a month. Hillsborough County is a little bit more on the 50-50 side of things, which has been a change and an increase in the last month and a half. So starting to see more multiple offer situations in Hillsborough County. But Pinellas County is basically, we're doing escalation addendums and we're bringing our A game to try to get contracts accepted over there. Hillsborough County is still a bit more negotiable and a little bit more back and forth with sellers over there on that side. So far as how long this trend's going to continue, there's no indications that this current trend is going to stop. Anecdotally, I have noticed that most of my clients have currently been either like 300,000 or under, or 1 million or higher, 800 or higher. I don't know if that's probably just kind of the natural ebb and flow of my business and who's reaching out to me and who I'm reaching out to. Just, every now and then you have waves. There was a period of time where I didn't have any, like 2 years where I had no first time buyers, and I've had 4 this year so far, which has been a change. So, but by and large, it seems like just the market's a little fractured. It's still figuring out where it's going to go. The inventory's not decreasing, so the prices going up. It's like the stats as they sit don't really make sense, other than if you look at it like there's basically like 2 or 3 separate markets that are resulting in this overall just kind of odd trend. If you're building inventory and supply, you wouldn't expect prices to be going up like they are, but they are. And with the number of buyers being higher than it was, but less than the number of new listings, you would still expect to build inventory and for things to get a little easier and a little easier. But that has not been the case. This has been kind of the story for the last 3-4 months. I've been keeping a very close eye on this, and there hasn't been a break point yet in either direction for what's going to change or shift. But I have a feeling that there's probably going to be something in the next few months. And, of course, obviously the question with that is going to be, well, which way is it going to go? Is it going to go up and go down? Could go either way. That is what a wild market means. It means that, or a volatile market. It means that it is trying to find some equilibrium. Real world, what you have is you have sellers obviously wanting to sell the house for the most money possible. On the buyer side, people still have to buy houses, but they're not happy about where the prices are or where the interest rates are. But you still have to buy houses, and obviously, Tampa Bay area is still a very in-demand area. There's even some other areas of the state where things are a lot quieter. Our neighbors to the south in Sarasota, things are a lot more quiet down there. But Tampa, for whatever reason, Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, it's on everyone's radar nowadays. I can't really say where this trend is going to play out other than for the foreseeable future. Prices are going to continue to increase. Now, whether that accelerates into a turbocharged, we're adding $10,000 to $20,000 a month to median sales price, like we were in 2021 and 2022. Can't say versus, if demand evaporates and things start hanging around longer, like it could tip either direction. I know that's not great and clear news. I know you probably watched this to get, I know you probably watched this to try to glean some insight on what the market's going to do, and we're still just kind of in this wild stage. Overall, though, I say this as someone who has bought a house in the last year. We're actually about to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of buying this house. The market's going to do whatever it wants to do. I would not trade, even if the price drops $100,000 tomorrow. I would be bummed for sure, but I would still be extremely happy with this house. And the reason why is because even in a great market, if it's a buyer's market, make sure that you're comfortable with the budget and that you're not going to be stressed about the budget no matter which way the housing market goes. And you want to buy someplace that you are excited to live in. If you do both of those things, it is very hard to be unhappy. Now, if you're trying to time the market and realize a significant return on investment within 5 years, that's where stress and, getting mad and all that shows up. Personally, I don't think a home that you live in should be viewed as a return on investment vehicle. Definitely do what you can to set it up that way. But so far as, guaranteeing a positive ROI, it's not a recipe to be happy long term. So thanks for tuning in for Real Estate Statistics for July 2023. My name is Kyle Sasser. I would love to help you find your own place in the Tampa Bay area. If you would like to experience the way real estate should be, please reach out to me. Contact information should be below. You can give me a call at 813-323-7396. You can shoot me an email, Kyle@ashlarre, ashlarre.com. Should be a book a call link down below as well. If you would like to choose the time that works best for you, feel free to schedule a call there. I am here to help you all answer your questions and help guide you through this real estate process. So I want to thank you so much for watching these statistics, and I'll talk to you soon.